Many get involved with coaching after they've finished a professional career. For you, Liam, it was slightly different because even as a youngster, you wanted to be involved in coaching as opposed to playing.
Yeah, obviously I started coaching then around about 16, 17. I was in a college program at the time in Newtown and started doing a little bit of primary school teaching, and then went into a grassroots club in Newtown, and from that really I just found the love of it and I wanted to carry on doing it, hence why going to a university degree then.
And prior to university, you went to college, you studied there, and then off down to South Wales with the USW.
Yeah, that's correct. Within USW then I had 3 brilliant years, got to learn off brilliant mentors and lecturers there, but also give me an opportunity to then work with 2 placements, one being with Cardiff City girls, which was a different thing. I never coached girls before, so that was a good experience for me. And then in my final year then become an under-19s coach at Collie Camoid, which was another experience really. Never worked with players really above the age of 14 by then, so they were about 16 to 18 year old pretty much men then, so it was a brilliant experience for me, leading match days, leading trainings, and obviously from there then got to graduate and then come to here then.
And all the experiences that you mentioned are valuable, of course, but particularly with Cardiff City, a professional football club.
Yeah, it was brilliant to work for Cardiff City. Obviously, apart from the coaching the ladies as well, you got to work within the match days and see how it was run, but also you network with people that I still in contact with now. I think that's the amazing thing about coaching, that you'll be within loads of different organisations, but you'll always see people, even the people that come to TNS now that are working in South Wales, that will come and always say hello to you. So I think for me, learning from the coaching I was doing, but the networking was a massive thing for me as well.
And do you think being at university, USW is the University of South Wales for anyone that is not familiar, of course. Do you feel that being there and then having that focus time, you're able to throw everything into it, was also helpful?
Yeah, definitely. I think, like I say, the lecturers I had at university are amazing. They taught you about football forever. They've had great careers themselves in coach education as well. So only when I come to TNS, where I was really hands down into it, working every day, that I realised how much I did take from the programme. I suppose when I was in university at the time, I was only working once a week, maybe twice a week. Once I come to TNS though, it was almost every day, and I realised then it started to kick in that everything I did take from university I brought here.
And after your time in South Wales studying and also very practical application as well, back to Newtown, how did the jump from there to here take place?
Pretty quick really. I graduated in July, and then I knew Steve Benyon, who was the old scholarship manager here, through being a sub teacher just at Newtown High School when I was a kid, and just dropped him a message on Twitter, just wondering if there's any jobs going really. Put me into link with Jason Brinley, the old academy manager. Had a couple of good conversations with him, and I just ended up helping him with the under-12s to start with. Just really coming down every day, meeting the staff that are still here now, just talking, chatting, and then obviously got to deliver a little bit more and more as I was coming here. And then I was just full-time under-12s assistant, and then within the November time from July I started, he gave me the under-10s lead really, which was brilliant to have my first age group here.
And we're going back in time 5 years when you first turned up at Park Hall. Would you have realised then on that day where you would be right now?
To be honest, I had ambitions to be full-time, but yeah, it was a long way ago. I had to work really hard and put a lot of hours in, and a little bit of luck come along the way, which it does in football as well. But I'm proud to be where I am now, being a full-time role. But yeah, I really did have ambitions to get there. Times it seemed tough, but like I said, I'm glad to have this opportunity to have it now.
And Liam, we've talked about experiences, but also part of that big picture are memories, and you've created plenty of those for yourself.
100%. I think more importantly, obviously going to abroad with France and Holland with 2 different age groups was amazing. A brilliant learning experience to be working abroad, having to manage pretty much children when they're abroad as well, and manage games in a short period of time, and obviously Holland as well, the younger age group. But for me, working every day with the coaches and the players is what I'm here for. I enjoy every session I come here, enjoy every game really, and every day is a learning experience. I think to work under great staff and with great players as well as the different challenges that it keeps giving me is amazing.
And also being here for the number of years that you have, you've seen youngsters move on, progress and become involved with the first team.
Yeah, definitely. I think even mentioning players that have left and gone on to bigger clubs as well, but obviously my first year, Nick Grogan and Ellis Turner's age group, a lot of them now are within their professional contracts here, which is amazing, and it shows that obviously with Sarge coming on board as well, it shows the pathway that we have from the academy to the first team is getting stronger and stronger, and it just shows now that what we are doing is good enough, and they're getting their opportunities to go within the first team, which is amazing.
And when you mention those names there, does that give you a lot of personal satisfaction as you look back to when they were much younger than they are now, of course, and they've come through the system and, as we've said, become involved with the first team and sign professional contracts?
Yeah, definitely. I think obviously when they were under 15s at the time, but throughout then, from under 8s to under 15s, they've had great learning experiences, and then obviously into their scholarship program where they've enhanced again. I think that's what we do really good. I think that it will carry on happening now. We keep producing players through, and hopefully they are good enough to go and play for the first team as well. Obviously before me, Ben Clark was the first one to go and do it, and I think that was the cattle market in everyone. He's the one that we all look up towards and want to be, really. I think that's what now Ellis and Nick Grogan and theirs, they will be looking towards players like him and Jake Canavan as well.
And again, you mentioned players that have moved on to feature for other clubs. That also, again, must give you personal satisfaction knowing that you've had an important role to play in their development as young footballers.
100%, but I think it's important now just how the relationship we have with them. You never want to leave in a bad relationship with people. I think it's important that we have that impact on people. I think it's, even though that some might not go and play football full time or at a good level, that you have that positive impact in their life, that they'll always come up and say hello to you. I think it's a massive thing, because at the end of the day we're spending like every day with them here, 3 times a week contact, so you have to have a positive impact in someone's life really when they do go and leave here as well. And also that's the life skills that they'll take with them outside of TNS as well.
And it's not just about the progression of the youngsters that you work with, but yourself as well. You've already said that you're ambitious, and a couple of weeks or so back you became full-time here at Park Hall.
Brilliant. Yeah, like I said, I've always dreamt of having this role ever since I come to TNS, and you know, I was working part-time in Newtown, and coming here was tough at times. Obviously it's a 15-minute drive to get here, but I did enjoy it. Sometimes I was quite tired, but to be here now and really put some hours into the work that we are in the daytime, working with some brilliant staff I've already mentioned as well, I think that's the best thing about it really. I think
And what are the differences for you personally now that you're full-time as opposed to before being employed on a part-time basis?
I was planning a lot of the sessions I was at home, so I was working like on a part-time, planning and driving up, and sometimes probably neglecting some age groups at times, but now being full-time, able to plan within the day, work with the staff, how I can make, obviously my role being the assistant lead development phase, how we can make the phase better, how we can make the academy better. And I think the relationship we have between the 4 of us is amazing. We work very closely together, we're always talking to each other. I see them more than my own family and friends as well, so that relationship we have with each other is amazing. And I think every day we're trying to make this program better, we're trying to excel it, we're all ambitious and we all have the same goal where we want the academy to be.
We had a great chat recently with John Rhodes, and he talked in depth and in detail about the academy and of course the plans that we have, not only for the present but going forward as well. Without putting words into your mouth, Liam, I think these are exciting times for the New Saints Academy.
Definitely. I've obviously been full-time since November now, so I've got to sit in some of the meetings they're on about, but the ambitions from John, Sarge and the 4 staff that work within the foundation phase, leader fellow phase is amazing. I think we have some real good plans for next season. I think we're planning, we're organising, we're making it look really strong, and that's what we want to be. We want to make this as better as we can. Listen, we're doing really good work at the moment, but for us we always want to do a little bit more. We want to always keep striving and keep wanting to be better all the time.
And as you've entered a new stage yourself, you are ambitious, you want to push on. What does the future hold for you within the framework of TNS?
Keep doing what I'm doing really. You know, I'm a B licensed coach now. I'd love to get onto my A license. I think that would be the best next thing for my development. I'm happy to work within the development phase. Obviously this is my first year now as a lead as a development phase. I've been working in it as an assistant, but for me to carry on in this phase, keep working with an 11v11, 9v9, just keep developing the phase where I can, and just whatever the future holds, it always can change, but I'm happy to do what I can for TNS really.
And is there a typical day in the life of Liam Kelleher, or is it a case of variety is the spice of life?
I think football is different all the time. In general, we are planning and just making things better, but different days hold different challenges and different expectations. I think, I couldn't really tell you what an average day looks like, but it's just planning to make all of these sessions are the best they can be, and how we can make, especially mine and self and Kieran's phase, how we can make that the best it can be as well.
Well, thank you for your time today.
No
it all sounds very exciting, and very exciting times indeed for the academy at the New Saints.
Yeah, it's definitely, I'm looking forward to the future.